interesting, to say the least, that I was there and he was there and we were the first people at his side.
That was Palm Harbor's fire commissioner who jumped into action to save a man who crashed on Alligator Alley. Good evening, everyone. I'm Josh Benson.
And I'm Jennifer Lee. Thank you for joining us. You can see from traffic cameras the aftermath of that crash. Sadly, the driver later passed away, but the commissioner and a police officer were first on scene and worked together to try to rescue the man. News Channel 8's Melissa Marino joins us live from Palm Harbor with the story. Melissa.
Good evening, Jen and Josh. So normally at a crash scene, you expect to see this pull up, the fire truck with firefighters and EMTs on board. Not the fire commissioner, who's more in charge of the business side of this, but he says he knew he had to jump into action, and now he wants the family to know that they did everything they could to try to save their loved one. As a fire commissioner for Palm Harbor Fire Rescue, Casey Kane is used to making the calls, not responding to them.
As a fire commissioner, we pretty much run the business aspect of the fire department.
But that didn't stop the off-duty fire commissioner from jumping into action over the weekend when he saw a crash happen right in front of him.
I'm not a firefighter by trade, but you know, I've been trained. I've had a little bit of knowledge about how to address the situations.
This traffic camera footage shows the aftermath of the crash on Alligator Alley, the stretch of I-75 that goes through the Everglades. The driver had crashed into the highway's median before crashing through the bridge wall and dropping 30 feet into a creek below.
The Immokalee police officer whipped out his nightstick and started, smashing the side, driver's side glass. It wasn't doing very much, so I went into my car or in my truck, and I got a pry bar and worked on the glass.
Kane was on his way back to the Bay Area after attending a conference when he jumped into action, working with an officer on scene to pull that driver to safety and perform CPR.
He didn't have a pulse. We worked on him for probably about 15 or 20 minutes. We hooked an AED up on him, shocked him a couple of times.
Despite their efforts, the driver died from his injuries. Kane wants the man's family to know this.
I couldn't imagine what the family's going through. I just hope they know that we did everything we can, and we worked tirelessly in order to bring him back, both myself, the Immokalee police officer, and Broward County.